one real story that he's talking about broke over the weekend. This is the tug-of-war, if you like, over the French engineering firm Alstom.
Yes, there's two offers on the table for Alstom. The first from America's General Electric, worth up to 10 billion euros. The two firms are said to have been in behind-the-scenes discussions for months, but that offer was swiftly followed by another from the German firm Siemens, worth a little bit more and with sweeteners, including a pledge to keep the 18,000 jobs that Alstom currently employs in France. Both firms want to get their hand on Alstom's lucrative power generation business, as Shirley Sitbin now explains.
General Electric and Siemens are in a bidding war to take over Alstom. They're after the French engineering group's power generation arm, which represents 70% of Alstom's revenues, about 15 billion euros in 2012-2013. To get it, they've offered money and put guarantees on the table. The American energy giant says it's willing to pay around 10 billion euros for the deal. It promises to inject money into French plants. It could also potentially keep many of Alstom's 18,000 French employees, since the company's activities are different. According to analysts, Siemens may offer a less optimistic future on the job front.
The problem with Siemens' offer is that the company's activities are similar to Alstom's. They produce the same products. More people are likely to lose their jobs if Siemens is chosen over General Electric, whose activities are different and compatible with Alstom's.
Siemens denies and has reportedly pledged not to fire anyone in the next 3 years. In its bid, it estimates Alstom's power generation arm at up to 11 billion euros. The German company also offers to swap assets with Alstom, transferring its rail activities to France, strengthening Alstom's transportation arm. A deal with Siemens could also lead to the creation of a new European energy giant, an option the French president had already called for.
Yeah, the French government, of course, actively involved really in these talks. Why is that then?
Well, it's partly for historical reasons. The French government bailed out Alstom back in 2004, although it sold its stake 2 years later. But the company remains a strategic business for France, and as such, the French government has to sign off on any sale of its asset. Why is that? Well, it's for two particular reasons. It makes two very strategic products for France. One is part of its nuclear nuclear generators for its power stations, and the other is that it makes the TGV, France's high-speed train, and those aren't businesses the French government wants to leave the country anytime soon. Now, on Sunday evening, President Hollande brought together his Prime Minister, the Energy Minister Ségolène Royal, and Arnaud Montebourg, who's the Industry and Economy Minister. Their three main concerns out of that meeting, they decided, was France's energy independence, keeping that business in France, and of course jobs. 18,000 of those employees based in France, they want to keep them in France as much as possible. That's one of the reasons why the government said to be in favour of Siemens, because Siemens has guaranteed that those jobs would stay. General Electric isn't giving up, though, its CEO due to meet President François Hollande in the next hour, and there's said to be more meetings planned with Siemens bosses later in the day.
OK, yeah, it is a massive company, isn't it? I mean, Alstom itself, what sort of state is the business actually in?
It is making money at the moment. The last financial report showed that it made 800 million euros in profits over its financial year, which was up 10%. But the company's thermal power business hasn't been doing so well as European countries move towards renewable energies. The company's burnt through 1.2 billion euros in cash in the past 4 years and has debts of over 3 billion. So it does need an injection of cash to that. It says orders were down 12% in the 9 months to the end of 2013. It's already decided to shave some jobs and sell off some assets in an effort to streamline the business. The board of Alstom met on Sunday night to discuss the company's future. It says it's going to continue and deepen its strategic reflection. There's a bit of business speak for you. And that it would make an announcement before Wednesday. No trading on shares, though, in the meantime. Yeah. But they're all waiting to see where that money will come from.
Remember that phrase, note it down. So no trading on Alstom shares today. Any other reaction on the markets, though, Stephen?
Well, the French telecoms and construction group Bouygues, I'll get that out eventually, opened up in Paris 2.4% because they're one of the major shareholders in Alstom. So an investment from the likes of General Electric or Siemens could stand to benefit them. But in Frankfurt, Siemens is down over 1%. They're investors perhaps not too pleased with the idea. But a generally positive start to the European trading week, as you can see. One more company, actually, just to tell you, in London, AstraZeneca, the pharmaceutical company, their shares have leapt over 10% this morning. That's after Pfizer confirmed they had made another offer to try to take over the company. A quick look now at the shares in Asia, though, mostly in the red due to fears over Ukraine and the potential of more sanctions on Russia. As you can see, the Shanghai Composite, the biggest faller there, closing down 1.65%.
OK, Stephen, continue to keep us updated, of course, on the Alstom story during the rest of the day, along with Marcus a little bit later on, of course, our business team here on France 24. Will's here with the papers today. You're talking about Ukraine once again, aren't you, Will?
That's right. Yeah, I'd like to begin with The Independent, who interviewed the Prime Minister, Arseniy Yatsenyuk. And he said that Ukraine has tried to honor its Geneva deal,